YouTube, what up? Dr. Dan, Manic Mondays. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining. I know I don't jump on this randomly enough, but I figure I might as well try and drum up some traffic. It's a real crappy weather Monday here in Northwest Arkansas. Not much to be said. It's cold, wet, not much fun going on. So why not jump onto the YouTube, tackle some real important stuff? Cannabis and intuition. Figured I'd just go ahead, take the deep dive, guys, because I think, I just want to state, for the most part, humans, we have a tough time trusting our intuition, and a lot of time spending anxiety going over deliberate thought sometimes when we don't want to be spending that much mental energy. Okay, this mental energy, it costs something. So I do want to go over that cannabis and intuition and how it actually acts to reinforce our intuitive thought, because it relieves the body of self anxiety and self doubt, where we second guess ourselves. And when we entrain our minds through judicious cannabis dosing, I'm a big fan of microdosing. You guys know I'm very repetitive with that. um, Really, when you can just dose the cannabis um, in a logical fashion, where you can just eliminate the white noise of distraction that prevents you from just opening up your inner thoughts. Your intuition is really just fancy speak for your inner thoughts. And when you're able to connect your inner thoughts with the present, and I don't mean to go too deep into the dive, but I think it's apt for the discussion because, well, for the audience, people seeking out cannabis medicines, they've already sort of signed themselves up for the deep dive. So here you are. You're at the right party, guys. But getting back to the subject at hand, the reason why I think it's important to tackle the subject of intuition is because a lot of times we barricade ourselves away from our own intuition a lot of times, and we'll defer to someone else's intuition, or we'll engage in just a series of thought that doesn't allow for low resistance, really just type one thinking, that just allows for regular, easy, free flowing thought. So I just wanted to let folks know that cannabis is central to this pathway because of its stress reduction. It's really through the anxiety reduction pathway, and being able to stop more or less that fight or flight response that happens on a micro level when we're talking about self doubt and not being able to engage our intuition. It really just changes a lot of that fight or flight response, which is an adrenaline response. That's a hormone that's central to that response, and changes it to puts the serotonin and dopamine into play, right? When done in the correct amount. I do want to stress again, guys. When that happens, you're able to eliminate the white noise that comes from our forebrain, and has a negative impact on being able to just really be able to feel our intuitive thought, which has a lot to do with the limbic system as well. But I don't want to go too deep into the dive. I just did want to say that marijuana, when dosed properly, can really just release a lot of the inner stuff that we have that's central to the outflow. I'm big on the outflow, folks. Being able to have some sort of output, some sort of outlet, be it playing the piano, playing the guitar. I'm a big fan of the journaling, the pen and the paper, the most underused instruments in the cannabis journey. These right here, folks. It's not your rolling paper and your little tray. All right. On those notes, I'll probably have to hustle pretty soon. I'm still in the process of seeing patients, but along those notes, the social anxiety, I did want to jump in real quick. I know this might be a quick video because I'm doing a live version, and when I let myself ramble on too long, patients in the waiting room, they tend to get like a little snippy, but whatever. Let them hang out just for a second. Cheers. So I did want to say, when people mention that they have good results with the medical cannabis and being able to tackle the social anxiety that is also along the same sort of logic with being able to tap into their intuitive thought and not have that, social anxiety is all about the second guessing of self for fear of adverse judgment from an outside entity, or it could be fear of aggression with being in crowds, that sort of thing. And what happens is it's those preset notions. Those are just anxious. Those fall under the guise of generalized anxiety, right? It's a phobia. All right, this social anxiety is a social phobia. So in tackling that phobia, again, boom, marijuana doesn't take the big old doctor degree, right? But it's there. All right, that's what it's there for. That's why I'm here. But guys, central to that social anxiety aspect, again, it's the release of dopamine and serotonin when the cannabis is dosed in the proper amounts. Key here again, I don't mind being repetitive. Dosed in the proper amounts with the proper ratios. Full spectrum flower, again, folks, or full spectrum products that also contain a generous dose of CBD. If you can balance that CBD and mitigate the effects of THC or lower that THC dose to a rational dose, then folks, you get the best long-term results. Really the results speak for themselves. I'd like to invite you guys to just try and balance out the dose as much as you can and just make note of it. Make actual note of it if you can. That output that you can do for yourself is anxiety relieving in and of itself. A lot of these creative thoughts that we have locked up inside, that's the thing that causes anxiety, because there's too many thoughts locked up inside, folks. Straight up and down. That's it. Try journaling. It doesn't have to be a narrative. It can be free form thoughts, draw, whatever. The problem is there's a lot of stuff inside your head, and the human head can't handle the amount of stimuli that we inundate it with on a daily basis in this Western lifestyle that we lead. That's why people seek cannabis products, because we've over westernized ourselves and we wanted to find a way to naturally get back to our baseline that we intuitively know. That's where I wrap it up, folks. Boom. Dr. Dan. Love it on the Mondays. You guys are great. Hopefully we can catch up soon again. Folks, be safe out there. It's wet, Northwest Arkansas area. Take time. Be careful. All right. Have a good week. Bye.